Hi guys, it's Mitch here, just coming on to do the Facebook card reveals for you all this week. So, if you've been drawn to card 1, you have got the energy of the Page of Earth coming in here. And it just says at the top, it's got some key words, scholarly, dependable, patient, successful. And then it says at the bottom, good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. So really when the Page of Earth comes in, this is the equivalent of the Page of Pentacles. Now in the Page of Pentacles, in traditional tarot, you'd have somebody that's holding a pentacle, they're thinking, they're focusing, they're looking at their options. And so the card's very similar. Like it says, good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging, a new area of study. So it's doing something, it's investing your abilities, your capabilities in something that you really feel connected to, that you really feel passionate in, that potentially in time could sort of turn into something more lucrative, business or financially wise. So it could be that some of you are perhaps learning new skills or new crafts. Those could be, I don't know, it could be anything like tarot, it could be forms of divination, it could be more practical things like a musical instrument, it could be craftings of some kind, it could be loads of things, but doing something that you feel really connected with and in the long term opportunities could potentially bring in some financial success and some financial reward. It could be if you're already quite involved with something, taking it to the next level, to the next layer. So perhaps you maybe have been quite disciplined in doing tarot or some other form of divination, and perhaps you want to go down that in a more sort of business minded way. Perhaps you want to actually invest in that in terms of like a career move. And I always say to people, there's absolutely no reason why you can't be successful in offering sort of forms of divination in business, because there's so many people out there already doing it, just the same as there are hairdressers, you know, people that do building and other stuff, you know, builders, carpenters. It's just a different type of service. Yes, it's more holistic, it's more energy based, but absolutely, if you feel a connection, if you feel passionate, if you feel like you want to sort of pursue something, of course you can do it. And don't let anybody stand in your pathway and tell you different. There's enough space for everybody in this world. Because I'm getting a lot of that this week, where people are being held back or limited by mentors, advisors, people that they've looked up to, and don't let the truth of somebody else discard, rob or tarnish what you feel your truth is, you know. Don't buy into other people's versions of stuff. Go after and live your life on your terms. As long as you're not hurting or being disrespectful to the energies of what you're doing and everything else, there's no reason why you can't be successful in your own chosen field. So whatever that might be. So these big old wings are ready to sort of fly. This beautiful kind of fairy in this card just wants to evolve and just go after all this great stuff that the world has to offer. So embrace it, enjoy it. It's your time to shine, guys. Now this card made me laugh. As we're going into card 2, we're going into the Ace of Fire. So if you've been drawn to this card, this is the same as what we had on the YouTube video the other day, for those of you that watched my YouTube review on this deck. And Ace of Fire is the equivalent in traditional tarot as the Ace of Wands. So in that card, the spiritual hand's coming in with a gift, it's coming in with an offer, and again, a little bit like with the previous card, great opportunities. This is a really important time to stand in your vibration, to stand in your power, to own your truth, to own your authentic energy, and do what makes you happy. Go after everything. It just says in the bottom here, an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. Something fabulous that you feel really connected in from heart space energy awaits you. This could be a dream or a goal or an ambition that you've had for so many years, but you've never felt, you know, deserving or fully accessible that it can actually mature for you. But this card is indicating it's that time. It could be that maybe you're wanting to move, and you've been wanting to move for a number of years and it's never felt like the right time. And this is about, basically, more than anything, there isn't always going to be a right time, but sometimes we have to create a space for something to evolve and to be born. So if you feel like you want to turn your hand to something, if you want to learn something new, that perhaps becomes a business venture, if you want to move away, if you want to plan a wedding and just get on and get married, whatever these things might be, this is all about, you know, going after those vibrations, giving yourself permission to feel successful and accessible enough within self to have the great things that you seek, that you desire. Okay, so these can be quite big, quite dramatic things. These can also be quite small, minor stuff, but can make huge stepping stones for your future. But it's all about not waiting for tomorrow. You know, the world is so limited in some ways, you know, time is so short, and don't waste it with regrets. You know, it's like, to quote my beautiful goddess Cher, there's a great quote by Cher that she says in her live tour, and it's to do everything you can do now, because, you know, you don't want to reach an age where you think, oh shit, I should have done that. You know, that's literally how she says it. She doesn't, you know, don't sort of look back over your life thinking, if only I'd have done that. Go after these things, do everything now. Even if it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter. You know, it's far better to have tried something and to have failed than to have never bothered in the first place, you know, because as we kind of approach old age, none of us want to think, if only I'd have done this and if only I'd have done that, because those opportunities were there if we had wanted them to be. You know, if we truly believed enough in those things, they could have materialized, and you don't want to kind of look back with regrets. Something I'm noticing is a lot of people, through various different reasons, transitioning quite young at the moment. I'm in my own sort of personal circle, I've come into contact or around quite a lot of people in their sort of late 30s and 40s that are transitioning at the moment to the spirit world, and it really highlights just how brief time actually is. And so on a personal level, I'm really feeling the effects of that. And, you know, in my personal world, it's really got me and my partner sitting down and talking about stuff, thinking, what do we want to experience from life? What do we actually want to get from our world while we're still able to access it? And those are the kind of questions you need to be asking yourself. Are you sort of surviving life, or are you living it on your terms, and are you receiving what you feel entitled to for the highest of good? And if you have a pull or a connection to do something or experience something more, this is the time to start to sort of process and to feel into that energy. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for some of you lovelies. Now then, if you've been drawn to card 3, we're going into Justice. So this is coming in from the Major Arcana, and it just says here, so a great angel, because this is the angel deck, a great angel to sort of work with for any sort of justice matters or injustices is Archangel Raguel. Okay, so it's a really, really important card in terms of karmatic change, this one. And it just says here at the bottom, fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. So it's almost standing up for your principles, your values, even if other people don't want to support or share that, you know, stay true to your own heart space. Now, when the Justice card shows, it can be that maybe there's some injustices around you, and these could be quite small, they could be quite minor, or they could be more exaggerated, they could be more aggressive, they could be more extreme. It could be sort of things with legal matters maybe are concerned, or types of paperwork. There could be some stuff like injustices with family members, with friends, with relationships, or the start of relationships, and then lack of communication. There could be so many things. So you will know if you've been drawn to this card in your own sort of world or bubble, if this is something on a small kind of vibration or something a bit more large and intrusive. But when Justice shows, it's basically wanting to reset everything. I always see it as a karmatic card. So if there have been injustices of some type, everything is going to be cleared, everything is going to be cleansed, everything is going to be reset, so you can start to certainly move past the aggression of what you might have been put through with this, because sometimes this can be quite an aggressive card, but there's a feeling of exposing, revealing the truth. So it doesn't always come out initially, it doesn't always come out as quick as we would like it to, but usually when the Justice card shows, it's like good triumphanting over evil, light sort of surviving and winning over dark. Any sort of arseholes you've had to come up against are being rectified through karmatic energy. So karma's coming in to sort of kick anything's arse or anyone's arse. You know, it could be like a situation, a circumstance, or a person. But whatever you're up against, whatever's going on here, hold on to your energy. Don't sacrifice, don't give away your power. Stay true to your principles and your beliefs, because justice is going to be sort of reset. Any injustices are going to be put right. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for you. I'm going to leave that card with you. Stay safe, stay well, keep shining, guys. Have a fabulous week, and I will catch up with some of you lovelies very soon. Take care. Bye for now.